screen. And let's go to screen number 2. All right, so take a look at your guys' work and then I can sketch. Uh-oh. That's weird. Hold on. It makes some work. Okay, let's start here with Ashley's. It got hot, didn't it? Well, it's cool in here. Didn't it just get hotter? It feels like. Starbucks is what? Isis, these are very nice. They look good. I'm gonna give you a comment or two. I like this drawing here. It's a great drawing. The only catch is when we get back here to the middle, there's nothing back there. So that's the drawing's great. It's a wonderful drawing. You could take this building out and put a larger building here that would be your focal point, and that's how you would make that work. Okay. Another option you could do is like what you have here. That's a very nice building. If we take that guy out, let me just show you. Imagine if we came in here and just put it literally right after that building right there. See how well that fits in there? You could totally do that. It would work. Not that you have to see all the way to the end, but even if you wanted to, I mean, it just fits in there perfect. And even if I made it a little bit smaller, you could even still fit it like that. And you're like, wow, brings the whole thing together. It's easy, right? It's done. And not only did you do that one, but you also have another nice building here that could also work too. I like this one because of the taller, the smaller in the middle and the different sizes. There's good size variation in there. So that was all I was going to say was put something here that'll be the focal point. Otherwise, the road goes all the way to the end, and then it feels a little empty. And just by that little placement, it really changes the design quite a bit and makes it easy to see. So let's come back and, oops. Yeah. Uh-oh. Why is it doing this? I'm trying to move it. Uh-oh. I'm on the move tool. Not moving. Anyway, you saw it already. I think Photoshop just crashed on me already. Good times. I'm in the move tool. Look at what it's doing. It's making the lasso tool. I don't know why it does that. Photoshop. It's just a weird software. Anyway, you got it, right? Good job. Okay, very nice. And then one last thing is out here. Think about some stuff outside there.
Oh, yeah.
Like boxes, maybe a push cart, maybe a couple barrels, maybe someone there's a horse trough, right, with water in it, maybe you add when you add the door onto the house here, stuff like that. And then one last thing too is when you get up here into the house area, you want to have, let me go to my drawing brush. We want to have like thickness to the roof here, because you guys are going from a thumbnail to a rough now. So get the thickness on the roof. If you want to bend any roofs or have them stylized a little bit, that's fine too. Okay. All right. Very good job. Sure. Very nice. All the sketches look great. In fact, just to tell you, it's a nice close up, but it works. Everything works there. That's nice too. What I was going to do is I was going to come to like this drawing and I was going to take this and paste it and then widen it and show you what it looked like. So let me show you what I was going to do. I was going to grab this about right there. Huh? Yeah. And I was just going to overlap part of this and just stretch it out and show you how much wider your composition can be. And if that's about where the horizon line is, and then you add in the cart and the stuff here and you could have a wide view, but that you already have really nice variation and stuff in there. So it works. Okay. Excellent job. Sure. All right. Ashley.
Hi, Phil.
How are you?
Good, good. This was the piece we were talking about where I was kind of like lost.
Yeah, the only thing I was saying last time was opening up the middle a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is God, that's such a great angle there. That looks great. So it's good to see it again, you know. All
Yeah.
I was suggesting is by opening up a little bit of a pathway, it might allow the viewer to move in there a little bit more.
Okay, so do you think I should move the table on the left or just get rid of it entirely?
I'm fine with the table on the left. What I was thinking was moving this over a little bit more like this.
Oh, okay.
So you
Yeah.
get a little bit of a walkway back there. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Just grab that, move it over just a little bit. That's it. No one will notice.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good job. Did you get
Thank
sleep?
you.
It was her birthday yesterday.
It was your birthday, huh? You stayed up.
Yeah.
You were up having fun all night long, weren't you?
Well, I was eating a lot of food, so I'm pretty,
You sound tired right now.
yeah.
My son sounds like you today. He came home at 5 in the morning from a 12-hour shift, and then he had to go to school, so he didn't sleep. So he worked from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., gets home, grabs his backpack, goes to Cal State Fullerton, and he's pretty tired. So he's home sleeping now. But yeah, once you get that over there, would you do anything fun for your birthday?
Yeah. A friend took me to the Cheesecake Factory,
Yeah,
and then Claire got me boba and gave me some presents, and then I had a carne asada at my house, so it was pretty fun.
excellent. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well,
Yeah.
you had a good birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Let me save this file real quick before I forget my desktop. All right. Okay, let's get the other work. Got ISIS, got Ryan's here. The only downfall is when we email it, Ryan, it dereses it automatically, but that's okay. Um, this is nice here with the house. We're in the front, we go right up to the house. I think that looks great. This one, your road's almost too much in the middle.
You like it?
Yeah, if I were to put a river in, I might do something like this or angle it or put a twist on it. But I don't know. This to me is great. The one down here because we walk in, you still see a house in the back. We see something back there. We see a tree in here. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, you could also, when you get up to here, you could have like something like it goes uphill and turns too. You know what I mean? They could have a structure here, but you got to widen out your composition quite a bit to get that to work.
Okay.
But this is fine the way that it is. No, it just looks like a nice, like, like I'm in a downtown series of buildings that leads to a main building of some kind. That's it. It's not too bad. Again, part of what we do is just chop it up, get one done, and then go to the next one. Don't overthink it. And the next one's better. So I think that's fine. That would work. Yeah, really nice foreground. The buildings work. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could widen it out a little bit and you could move some things around. Like, for example, if I come up into here, if I take that sketch, it almost lines up perfectly to there. Hold on a minute. If you're worried that it's too cramped, you can do this. Look at that. That fits perfectly. I would just do that. I think that looks awesome. Yeah, that little space in there. Hold on. I meant to make the buildings taller, not wider. Okay, I'm going insane with this new fix that they did in Photoshop. They changed the way the hierarchy buttons work for scaling. It was used to be one way, and now they took off. Shift used to be the main button that kept them all isolated. Now they switched it. different. There, if you make those buildings a little bit taller like that, and I think that looks awesome like that, because what's neat about this is your eye does this now. Your eye comes in here, goes down, comes back here, and then goes back. So you get a little bit of zigzag and movement,
Yeah,
and it's not so like in some of these, you're just straight movement, right?
yeah, that's what, yeah. You know, I feel like I was going from putting them all in different perspectives.
Yeah, you were maybe binding up a little bit with so much of one vanishing point
Yeah,
where you do some of this other stuff, and then there's still you still have something else cool you can do too. You can come in, take this guy. I think that's one thing I see your drawings sometimes that you guys do, the students, they're all there. You've done the information. It's just sometimes moving some of the information around. And then look at that. Put that right in the front there. Look at that. Look at how well that, oops, this side here. Look how well that fits. All you got to do is stretch it out a little bit like that. And then it'll match up to the vanishing point. In fact, right about there, if I take, uh-oh. That's what I noticed was wrong today. My ruler is gone. And someone's messing with me. Someone took my ruler.
when was the last time you saw it?
It was in here on Tuesday. I always leave it up on the top here. Pile the pens. So I have another one at my desk I can go get in the other room. Maybe I need to start bringing my own ruler with me. Let me go get the ruler out real quick from the other room. I'll just draw it freehand right now. Because I like just to match it up to check your points. It's a little bit faster and easier. But I can already tell by looking at it. I come back from this vanishing point. Look at this. If I just draw a straight line, it's almost like perfectly in there. So if we erase this, hold on a second. If we erase this right here, that's one of the great things we can do in one point is move stuff around like that. I just wanted to keep that house detail in the back there. See that? You know how nice that looks. Nice foreground. It totally, the overlap totally makes that piece work and you get a nice wide angle piece.
Yeah, I like how the, well,
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to comment. I like how this goes, and then you have this walkway. The only thing we need, oh no, your walkway is slanted wood, so that's fine. I thought they were okay. That's fine. Looks great. And this comes down. You have this here. You have scale there. These look pretty good. The only thing we have to check is scale of height, and that's the only reason why here I might make this one just a teeny bit taller like that.
yeah, I think I just need to go in and adjust the scale, do the detail. On the
Yeah, but just look at that. That's fine like that. And man, that's a wonderful piece. That's a killer portfolio piece there. And now you also learned a lesson. You learned two lessons. You learned a lesson about overlap, and then you learned a lesson because this shape right here is very readable. And the way that that overlaps this building, also you have heights from here to like there to here that moves you around. That's like a directional line. And then here, this is great how you go that way, and then back down. So all that movement makes it sort of come together. The only one thing I was tempted to do
Yeah,
was if I brought that out a little bit more and like hung a sign on this
yeah,
in the foreground. That could be pretty cool. Something like that. So good job. Okay, nice piece. Go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. Or let me you can just take a picture of it too if you like. Yeah, zoom in or come up to the monitor, take a picture. That's weird. I can't believe someone took my ruler. Gotta find them. Kill them in the hallway. And then take them out in the hallway, leave them there.
cool, thanks.
And then with their blood, I'm gonna write down ruler stealer in front of them. That's all right. New start supplies disappearing. All right, good job. And oh, these are yours too, right?
Yeah, but we don't have.
Yeah. This is there's great movement in there.
Yeah, I like that one's on the background is on different perspective, I believe.
Yeah, this is cool too. You get a little bit, and do you ever seen what they did for Hunchback? Is they have it go like this and like twist a little bit,
Yeah.
and then they have it also another one go uphill a little bit more.
This is what I was looking at.
Yeah.
A lot of the other, like the Tokyo stuff, a lot of the buildings go off into their own perspective, what keeps the one point in terms of like the direction of things.
This is still a very, can I mess with it for a minute? This is still a really good piece. I think there's a lot you can do with it.
Like combination of 2 point and 1 point.
If you get that back down there a little bit behind there in the back. And then what I wanted to do, I like that post in there. I just wanted to add. There's a couple things we can add. Leave that and then hold on a minute. That's really nice. It's so hard. It's low res, so it really over pixelates my pencil here. This building's a little tweaked in the back here.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I might take it out. I'd be fine without it.
Yeah, I feel like those big buildings are they might have that out.
You got beautiful shapes in here. It's just a matter of tweaking a couple of things. The barrel here. I really like this idea of a workplace. Might put a little bit of a tilt on this roof. Put a beam coming out. Pushes us back into that direction a little bit. A little bit of a tilt there. And then maybe when you get to here, I like the fish idea is brilliant. It's great. That beam like this. A little bit angled. You see that cutting area. It's so funny. I was just doing that the other day at home on a sketch. Had a chopping block with like a fish in it.
Yeah,
And I had a fish cut in half. And then, yeah. What I did though is I did it like this. I put the blade like this.
There you go, yeah.
And then I showed the fish tail like this and the fish head with the eyes like that.
Yeah, I would probably have to just switch it around. So
Yeah.
that can-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here. I'll just sketch what I had. That's sort of showing. Then I put like eyes on the fish like this.
Yeah.
I would have done a cat. A cat would have looked better, but then I said, nah. I'm just kidding. We don't
They're
kill
eating
cats.
cats.
Kill fish though, on left and right. It's just cool. But that I like that, but then it does sort of take up a little bit too much room because the building behind is very nicely designed.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna undo it real quick. Let me just mess with this. What I wanted to do up top here. See, I really like this angled feel. It gives me this working feel. You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of,
that's really, it stood out to me when I was doing that I hated how straight it was, so that's why
Yeah.
I did the fishnets and fish, but it still felt too straight.
maybe
I have to be more comfortable.
put a curved like a towel or fabric hanging here, you know? That'll help the depth. And you got that. I actually like your axe there. I just might pronounce the fish up a little bit more
Yeah. Put it in one foreground too.
like that. So you can
Yeah.
see the silhouette a little bit more.
Yeah,
Because this building's really nice. That building's gorgeous. And now you really see how all these buildings start to come together.
yeah. See, now this is like where I feel good about doing this.
Yeah.
I feel like it took me a lot of sketches to get to.
Well, you're just getting your mind wrapped around new subject matter, right? So it takes a little bit longer to get it finessed in there. But once you get it finessed, man, look at how cool it is.
Yeah.
Because that, look, that's a great portfolio piece right there. It really is. Because that shows good design. So if anything, what did you learn today, right? Do 6 thumbnails and then merge a couple around and push your idea. Because look at how well that reads.
Yeah.
I mean, you just clean that up a little bit and put tone. That's a gorgeous little portfolio piece. So you get a picture of that one? Here, let me zoom in a little bit more. That was a pretty easy adjustment. And what do you guys think? Doesn't it read well?
Looks so.
Yeah, looks great. So you did all the work. I'm just moving your stuff around. It's so funny because I was talking to my friend Joe Catford about that, about how both of us, him and I, drew for many years, and then you end up, like when you end up supervising someone, you're critiquing their work and you're just noticing things they don't know. And one of the things you notice really quickly is how people tend to be a little bit like, well, I did this, but I'm stuck, and I did this and I don't like it. And you're like, dude, your drawing's fine. You're just not looking at it sometimes with full eyes and moving stuff around and changing it. Voila. Yeah, I mean, that'll look like a feature animation piece easily. And what's really cool is the way that building, just I don't know how to describe it. That wood coming out, that arch in there, the way it comes down, and then this in front of it. And look at that. Look at how it matches the whole time period.
It feels like there's weight.
Yeah, there's weight and there's
It's like pulling you.
exactly. And I think some of that's also that decision you said about angling, about having some of this stuff up top being slightly angled and breaking, and like, just I love it when a piece of wood just comes out of nowhere and sticks out, Just no rhyme or reason. What caught me in your original sketch was that pole. I just wanted to put a little bit of a tilt on it.
I'm being honest, I kind of took the pole from, I think it's a Notre Dame background painting.
Uh-huh.
And it had like a pillar coming in, and you were sitting underneath the archway.
Yeah.
Kind of doing then, so that's kind of what I.
That's all right. If you see Michael's piece, it looks somewhat like this.
Oh.
Here, let me show you really quick. I have it like ingrained in my head because I looked at it so much. So
I try not to. A tip I got from a concept artist I've been watching a lot was they said to stop looking or stop putting other people's artwork in your stuff for inspiration or for reference, because your stuff just ends up looking like theirs. I'm trying to work.
well, within reason, I mean,
Yeah, well, I feel like I struggle.
Yeah.
I feel like I latch on to those good ideas too much, and I'm not.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I want to let myself struggle a bit more with it. Come up with things a bit more organically. Because I feel like I've been using too much reference.
There. It's just this stuff that made me think of
Yeah. And
just
that-
interesting shapes.
Yeah, that one stuck out to me particularly because I liked
Yeah.
how it didn't completely overhang.
Yeah. So anyway, good stuff. I was working with another student who's not in this class. He'll be in it probably next term, but he's just drawing. And I just told him like, it's a process of shape. It's a process of, I mean, you got to understand the perspective. You got to know where the shape's going. And now look at the detail of the buildings that we're battling. So a lot of you guys in the front row here, you guys are battling that decision of, does it look like it's medieval time? Is it coming together? Then how does it start to piece together? Because that's gorgeous. And I remember sitting doing this with Ella too, just going over stuff and going over it and blocking it out, and she'd get stuck and we'd sit and talk. And then have an idea and put an angled hill and it would work, you know?
What it really came down to, I think I realized, was like practicing the shapes in perspective, and then I could start piecing together those shapes to create the composition better.
Absolutely.
So I was getting so caught up on the perspective that it just like felt too rigid. And then with enough practice, I think I was finally able to start breaking shapes better.
Yeah. Good job. Excellent. All right. Kevin, did you have something up or no? No, okay. I it wasn't. I was gonna draw, but then I just thought I'd ask if anyone needed any help on anything real quick. And now I'm gonna sit and draw. Okay. So cool. Yeah, question? Yeah, I'm more than happy to grab it. I still got plenty of time to draw because we have till 4. Sounds great. Let me go get it. Every now and then when it's like, there's not super abundance of work, I don't mind pulling stuff up and I still have plenty of time to get to draw. This what I do like is this class is a little bit lower in count. I think we're at the 14 mark or something. We're 15, which means it just went. So we don't have 25 or 27 students in it. So real quick, today's week, Thursday. There's Lee and there's Kayla's right there. Let me download them. It's my phone keeps texting. All right, come on, download. Where are you? There it is. Pops up. Okay, let me go get yours. Sure. Refresh it. Audrey, there you are. Okay. It's on its way. All right, let's take a look here. So we got Audrey's, we have Kayla, and Shani's. Okay, there we go. Drop it down to the icon here. All right, Audrey, yours came. Yeah. Say that again about the division part.
So is that like what you
Yeah, we just added the two and see how much wider and how well it looks, right? The only thing we want to do now is, do you notice how there's sort of like, there's nothing here, there's nothing here. There's a couple things that we could do. Let's take a look at this. You got lots of options because you have most of your space is actually like from that line, and if you come over here, it's from this line up above. So you could get away with lots of overlap in there. There's quite a few things that you can do. So let me put a layer up here and I'll sketch out a couple ideas and see what you think. Okay. You know what? Real quick, I just realized, let me go grab my ruler. I'm out of the other room because the ruler is missing and it's a little bit easier for me to use that to plot points and I want to be accurate. Let me go grab it real quick. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Yeah, it's here.
Elsa lately, have you seen that?
No, have you?
No.
I think she's good. She's currently doing her honestly. She works at night.
Okay. If you see her, tell her that no, that Thai famous now.
All right, got my ruler.
Thai famous, that's your favorite Thai restaurant.
Okay, I'll let her know.
It just changed they changed.
Go. These aren't $3 anymore. Now they're like $10.
It sucks.
Talk about inflation. Okay.
Her dad creates the sign for that restaurant.
What's really great that you could do is that you have layers to your advantage, Audrey. So you could just start sketching multiple versions of things on your drawing and it's going to look really cool. So here's one of the things. So one of the things I noticed in your piece, and it's not a bad thing right now, but I'm just going to point it out because Ryan and I were just talking about it. Look at that. See these straights you have? Oh, no sticky keys. Sticky keys are evil. Look at all these straight lines. See that? They're good but bad. Go away. So
I thought last time you said the sticky key on, but
what
for some reason
I did, but they just redid they redid the whole computer
Oh.
again after Tuesday. So what you could do, if this starts to bend a little bit and then maybe that curves like that, that changes your line a little bit, the flow of the line. Another thing you can do that would be beneficial is we could come up here. So let's take the height of someone. We see their heights there. That person up here is probably about this big. So what would be really cool and I know you would not want to do this in the front, but we could get a nice overlap of like an area here that's selling goods like this. And even though that ground line is there, it could end before. So we could have, maybe this looks like, just to have a little bit rustic, it could be like a boat dock thing. Comes out. Hold on a minute, let me turn my monitor a little bit more. And you can get a nice little barrel in there. There might be a little work table. We can get maybe a little 2-point perspective lights crate there. And then we can get over here and we can sort of do the same thing. And if we start piecing these together, we're gonna be able to develop like a really nice looking foreground element that'll carry out the weight a little bit more in the piece. So if we come over here you got lots of room for like negative space. So I'm thinking there, and maybe it curves out again. So funny. I want the ruler, and then I put the ruler down and stop using it. It's like and then I look at my line, and well, I drew the line right anyway. So it's just like a comfort thing, knowing that your ruler's there in case you want to like flare something out. Make sure it's working. Stupid.
Should I lower the frame?
You could lower a little bit more. I'm really trying to push this angle of like wood to have. So I think if we push that angle, and one of the things Ryan did, which was very successful at, you see this here, bring this up a little bit more like this, and then bring this out a little bit there, and you feel it leaning a little bit more outward like that. Does that make sense?
Took me forever to get that down.
No, it's
like that.
it's hard. But see, so here's the thing. Everything Audrey's done is spot on. Perspective's there, the drawing's there, but now it's not, this is that next level of design, which you get a little picky with, where you start realizing like, okay, there's a straight there. And you start going like, well, wait a minute here. If I bring that line, even if I just do it subtly, if I bring that line down to here, come back into here, and then put the support back here, that all of a sudden just changes part of that feel of that drawing because it's no longer a straight and has this cool curve. And then even on top of that, what if there's like a little hangy thing comes out like this? And maybe we see someone there selling goods or something there too, you know? I have another idea.
And like goes off thing, like the walkway, so I feel like you're making it difficult for yourself to do detailing in the back, like, I would like to see more of the city. But I think if you keep that bridge thing, you're just gonna be very duplicative of like the city in the background, or even with the bridge, just add more building. I think. I think the mountainscape is cool, but I think we need more buildings, so that just get a little bit more complex and interesting. But I know it's long. I feel like, I do, I like where I want to. Background, then it puts me in a tight spot where I'm trying to fit all the detail in like the hallway areas. Makes it kind of difficult, or you go much bigger and have something you can put above. But then I feel like that put above the scale.
Or you put a shift. Yeah. Just to put it, I was gonna do what Ryan said next, is I was putting a hill here. And then I was gonna bring this hill up, and then on the hill, I was gonna put a castle.
But I like the idea, it just really sells it being kind of like.
Oh, dude. Okay, disable. If I disable this. Sticky keys go off. Go away. No, that's on.
Okay, you just turn it on.
Okay, there we go. That's what I need. I needed the button underneath it. Click.
I feel like with the ship adds so much storytelling. Yeah, yeah.
Why that popped in my head last night? I turned on the last episode of the Dragon series.
Yeah.
And there's that part where he's sitting there and he's telling, he finds out the kid that's the bastard.
Yeah.
Finds out his dad, the African American dude with the dreadlocks are all white. And he's telling, he's like, you're having an argument on the boat dock.
Yeah.
And there's a boat positioned right behind him. So I just saw this, so I'm like, it's almost the same set. She just needs a little.
Gave me all this, like, now I can go look for reference, and now I know what to decorate things with.
Boats have these big masts. You can see that just coming right up to the front there, right behind it, and sort of helps it. You're right. I was wanting to put this castle in here, and now I think. And I'm gonna change. I feel like this stuff here in the foreground is small. So hold on, let me just check scale real quick. If I bring that person out here, they're about there, about that big. And if I bring their height this way, yeah, no, it's okay. They'd be about that tall, I think. So that's fine. So let me just, I like the stairs in there, but I also like height of that. Out.
Also, like the platform of the houses on the left.
Yeah.
Like we kind of like we neither see the top of it or not the bottom of it. Like the platform is kind of like the same level with the horizon line.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's hard to distinguish the three-dimensionality of that part.
You're right. That does create an issue, and there's a way around that, which I was thinking about bringing these buildings down more. So I was thinking about this, Audrey, is bringing this here and then bringing it up like that. No, I just put a rise in it. That's all. It just changed the level. So it breaks, instead of it being a straight line, it now goes this way and then zigzags and comes down. And when this goes to here, we just limit the stairs. You just cap your stairs right here. All your perspective is spot on. You've done the hardest part of the drawing, which is knowing the perspective. And then you also matched all the time period spot on. Now we're just finessing a couple little lines to get some visual weight. Like here, put like these pillars of stone and then have the wood come out of there. When that line comes across to here now, bring your door down a little bit more like this to there. And it just gives you a little bit more visual space, Here, when you hit this building, pop that out a little bit, pop it out a little bit more, and then widen your roof a little bit like this. Like so. And you can already see the drawing changing quite a bit, right? Just gets a little bit more character in it, that's all. And then back
Honestly,
here,
is only having trouble with the composition aspect and visual, like which is something that is hard to control right off the bat.
it is hard to control off the bat. And actually, it comes with more sketching experience and mileage and stuff, which is no problem. You'll be able to figure that out. And then I don't know why I just feel like doing this. I just feel like if lines are going across there, let me just see what it looks like. It could be a total no. Let me just try it. That's why layers are free, right?
So it takes up your RAM, right?
Yeah, dude, I have learned that I use too many layers.
I know. Just something wonderful about the way stuff overlaps sometimes, you know? Uh-oh. Hold on. I want to make this larger. Because we have the perfect place for this really cool sign. I know it blocks your house a little bit, but who cares, right? As long as it looks good. See, this is what I like. I think this is very valuable when I just get to draw on your guys' stuff and try to improve it or change the composition a little bit. So that was my first idea, was doing it this way. But then as I started doing this, I had another idea. I could leave it that way, or it could be like this. Oh, not again, Photoshop. I don't know why it does this. Like I'm in the move tool, won't let me move it. Let me just select it first. Yeah, Photoshop's buggy. Let me see if I can move it like this. Maybe it just will work with the mouse. Yeah, Photoshop's being weird. It goes to this. Oh, and then it moves all the layers. I don't know why it does this. Hold on, let me save it and quit real quick. Sorry, Photoshop's not working, so I need to save it as Audrey PSD. Save it 1 second. I already did. Yeah, I already unselected it, and it's still like it just does this. It did this earlier today too. I was in character design. You know what it is? It's when I use the mouse. Like the Windows ink doesn't like the mouse being used and conflicts with the Wacom software. And then like Photoshop crashes and none of the tools work anymore. Usually what causes it. So like up here under the move tool, I went up here already because I've learned my lesson. I turned all that stuff off. That's the show controls and all that other stuff. Let me see. Oh, auto select. See what it's doing. I'm on one layer. Oh, there it goes. See, it wouldn't do that before. It's really, I don't know, is that an auto select thing? Okay, well, maybe, thank you. Maybe I'm making a mistake and I'm just too. I gotta admit, I've been working in Maya and the tools in Maya are different. And the other day I was like doing a tool that I use in Maya and I'm like, oh, I can't do that in Photoshop. It's. So what I had this idea was, what if I distort this in perspective? Make it look like it's hanging from a second layer pointing you back in from above. Does that make sense? Here. So if we come back to the vanishing point, hold on. Draw. part of me was wondering, what if there is like a structure here and we widen it just a teeny bit? And then coming off of the structure here, we have one of those nice thick girder beams like we see from Tenegrin. And I might need to raise that a minute. And then maybe hanging from here, we then have a sign like this. Let me raise that up just a teeny bit more. There we go, about there. See, that looks better because it matches the perspective versus, you can go either one. You can still do that one sideways. What do you think, Ryan? That one blocks it? Or that one pointing in?
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, because that mimics the perspective. Pushing it back a little bit, and we have a sign, and it could be a beer mug. It can be one of those. What are those ones? Like it's a design,
Yeah,
like a
take time to do science. I feel like this is where
gesture. It's like a beer.
steer detail and character gets to shine. Right now, it's hard playing the buildings in the middle ground. You can't get much detail. So the middle ground is where you're gonna add what's
This now overlaps the building in the back, so then you can see where the building in the back might hit. Window in the back, and then there's still a guy. Then you could see where his table attaches here. And these kids there. See what that does for the foreground? It just visually weights it. I like this being lower. That pops down. And then here, it's sort of empty a little bit. So I need to figure out, what do we do? Maybe we have, let's turn something a little bit, turn a couple boxes. Crates. Ground separation is always great. Like you get up into here. And this is cobblestone. Oops. It's like the squared ones. That'll help break up. And then it goes around maybe. So you could widen that edge just a teeny bit. A what? Yeah. You mean all back here? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's what actually I was going to start coming down here, and I was going to come up to here, and I was going to pull a tarp out like this and then put that down here and make it look like maybe there's a lift there and there's a window here. And then they're still selling goods, and maybe here there's another one. It's all market goods. It's fish. Maybe here there's a couple more crates and boxes, some barrels. Turned around there.
Background. Yeah, I think create a lot of like, you're gonna probably get tan lines and stuff, so you can get one in the middle that have like an area of press. And it went from being like, you had too much open space, now it's getting really filled up, so I think.
We could take something out real quick in a minute. Let me just. Now it feels busy. It feels like a market zone, you know? That's what towns feel like. They don't feel empty, like everyone's got the plague, you know?
Seagulls? Yeah, it's like a coastal town.
Humans leave their mark wherever they go. That's why we have the footsteps.
Seagulls do? What was that? What leaves their mark?
Well, I mean, you can do birds flying, or you can have a seagull in the foreground, like, I'm just saying. It's just not necessary, but I'm just like maybe flying birds, just on that. To like, you get it on to your like building. And get them in a perspective so that they get smaller and bigger. Create more depth. Wow. Oh, I think you're doing it now where you can see the bottom of them. Huh? Yeah, if you do a few of them, you can also go that out as well.
Look at the difference in the read now. It's like a full-fledged, you're just adding a little bit more stuff, foreground and midground. I don't think it's too busy. And what Ryan was just saying was this, what you did there is great. What if we just come in here? And you come in, I don't know, right about here or so,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
overlapping that guy a little bit.
I would even maybe like stretch it all the way to the other side or have the other side overlapping. Now it's kind of connecting both sides. Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Now it feels lived in and it feels busy, right? And let's look at the difference that got us there. See, just all around the outside in the middle, it just wasn't as much. We do that and bam, look at it. It just comes alive. It makes it look, and that ship in there really looks great when it gets overlapped. Take a picture of it. He's ready to draw. Well, so we started tilting some buildings a little bit. We broke some of those verticals. We put some foregrounds in there. We have some nice signage. We have some of that thick, Gustav Tenegrin beams coming in. You have the ship back there, and you have some storefront selling goods. It feels busy. That's it. The last thing I was doing here was separating up your ground plane a little bit. So if you have like chunks of stone, I like to do this all the time, especially on edges like this. It's very common in parts of Europe where you have like stone stuff like this on the outside, just like trim detail, you know what I mean? And then in here, it's more like broken rounded stones and grass and details like that, That's it. It just breaks up the patterning. Grab a picture with your phone real quick. My pleasure. I love this so I don't mind doing this. Like if you guys on a Thursday, instead of if you want like a quick crit, and then I can draw over your work, this is very helpful for you guys. And it allows me to do a little bit of a demo and crit, right? What I don't want to do is what last semester I had students coming in on Tuesday and they did no work over the weekend. And I was like, I don't want that to happen ever again in any of my classes. So I told them, I'm like, no, that's not cool. Because they would just come in and be like, oh, what'd you do the weekend? Nothing. It's busy. Work. I'm like, no, It's just days. You have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get work done, you know? I'm in the texturing class. It's the same thing. We got a bunch of work. It's all due on Monday when we come in, you know, first day of the week. So very fun. I think that's a good piece. And good job to you, Audrey, for doing all that work because you're the one. I'm just taking what you have and bending some lines. That's it. All right. Good stuff.
That's on the foundation. Like,
Yeah, you've had perspective, you've had a couple other classes that have gotten you to this, and now once you nail that line drawing down, and then the best part is I know it's a little hard, but I'll walk you guys through the tone. But when you can figure out a tone, you can nail it, it's just like it changes everything. It levels you up to this whole other, you know, higher ability. So it's really cool. All right, let's jump back in here. Next we had we did Audrey's. Who did I miss? Kayla's. And who else? No, we did Ryan's. Did I miss anyone else? I'm sorry, Chain Lee. Chain Lee's right here. Okay, gotcha.
I'm actually trying to upload mine right now if we have time.
We have time. I got time. We don't end till like, well, we end at like 4, but today was what time do we end? I always forget in this class. Keep messing with the damn schedule. I keep improving this.
at 4.
We go 1:15 to 4, right? No.
1:30 to
No, we start, it's not 1:15, it's 1:35,
yeah.
and then goes till
we do
it's 2
3
hours and 20
so
minutes or
4:30.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to 4,
Yeah.
I guess, right before 4. Okay. They always nudge it back sometimes. One time they put 10, 50 minutes between a class, sometimes they don't.
Oh yeah, 4.
All right. Kayla, these are very nice.
We had said 4:10.
Yeah, these are great. It's hard to almost choose when you have such nice images like this. Yeah. I do have an idea though. Let's see real quick.
You gotta cook.
You gonna do what?
You gotta cook.
Oh man,
We use the word cook as in like creating, you know,
Oh, I-
or experiment. So I'll let you cook.
cook. Put it together. Well, that's why good chefs are masters at what they do, right? When you think about it, like being a chef, just about nailing down the the flavors and the compliments. And I do like to cook a lot as I'm working on this. But problem is I like spice. My wife's not a spice person.
Oh.
So spice to her is like we got a piece of chicken meat that's buffalo chicken on the outside. She took one little bite and she goes, "Oh, I can taste the spice." I'm like, you got me kidding me, dude. Hold on a second. Let's copy this. And then let me paste this. Give me a minute. I'm going to show you what my idea is. I don't know if we'll do it. Oh, what is that? It's all these weird tools. Magic wand. There we go. Delete. Okay, 1 second. Put a little bit of a 30 grade on there. Like that angled beam. That's a great idea, Kayla. Angled beams are awesome. Like the fish too. You know what's pretty good? At Costco, they have raw tuna. Pretty tasty. It's not bad in
Like
price.
sashimi.
Yeah, it's just chopped up and it's only like $23.
Oh, that's
Say what? Yes.
Even the Vatican revoked his investiture in 2010. The lover stabbed him to death in Colombia 8 years later.
Muted your Cormac. We could hear what you were playing.
like aren't you worried about what's the thing?
I want to,
Parasite when eating raw fish?
no,
That's only when they catch the fish.
if I won't worry about it, it won't happen.
Or like climate change.
What do you think about that? Just widens it a little bit. You have these really nice buildings back there. You just stretched out your piece, put that other cool building, and then keep the boats back up here. Or wait a minute, if we put the store, actually, this is all we have to do is this. And excuse me. We need to end the storefront. Let me go to 0. So it drops down before like that. Then and make sure the boat's ending before it. So if you have another boat here, make sure it ends here and there's like a wooden dock or something. You know what I mean? So that way there's distance between them. But look at you, these are, if I loved your foreground element, so I wanted to save it, but then I really liked this. Look at that design of the building and all that. That's gorgeous. So why not merge all this together? It turns into one really large grouping with the windmill. Look at the size and the outline to it. It reads really well, and boom, you put that foreground element on the side there, and you got a wonderful wide angle piece. The only thing I'm tempted to add is this area feels really open to me. So I start thinking of the Netherlands. And because I grew up in the Netherlands till I was 3, and then I came here with my parents. So here they have like docks all the time. So what if you have a dock here in the water, and then people brought their boats in? You know what I mean? And then you bring the dock back this way, and that's like wood, and then you can put stuff on the docks. You need to separate this platform of here to here with what's, I know it's a sketch, but like, is that water? But that's dirt, you know? So we could do that very easily just by putting the dock across. In fact, this wooden dock that goes this way could line up to this, and that could be the archway that goes out to the ocean. It's just covered, we don't see it. And then if you come back to the vanishing point here, then maybe there's another dock that runs along this side. That's wood like this. And then just keep the dock ends on there like that. And then keep your boats in there like this. I think it looks awesome. See, and then here's your dock there. One in the back there. Even make it pop out a little bit more if you want there. Well, the boats are very similar in terms of size. And they're like, the looks are similar. So what you could do is you could have like 2 smaller boats, and then you can make, just because there is something that did pop my head. I like things in primes, like in 3s and 5s and 7s. And yeah, 4 boats. So what I thought was, if we keep her foreground element and then we come back into here, what if, and if this is, because we're going to lower her frame. So if we bring her frame out down to about here, this now becomes like wooden dock here, based off of her vanishing point. Right? Thicker and smaller. And then what if this is just becomes a larger boat turned? You know, maybe there's like a merchant boat, something. And there's seats that go across. What if that's just a larger boat like that? Or a different size boat? In fact, I'm just curious. And yeah, I wanted to put a vertical in there. I was tempted to do this and put a seal, whatchamacallit, all tied up. The you know, the center mass of the boat, and then you have the what do you call it, the tarp or whatever, the boat's all tied up. But that there's too much busyness there. So I would just turn the boat this direction maybe, or opposite direction. Hold on, let me start from
I like it that way.
You do?
Yeah, I like it that way. I think the boats on the left should be taken out.
You know what?
There's such a, you already have like the dock.
Good call. Because you know what I thought? If we did take this out and that was docked, you could have barrels or something there.
Yeah, cause I was gonna say, now you can put the barrels in front of
Yeah.
the dock.
Good call, Ryan. And we can pull on, but
Yeah, cause you want that negative space, cause right above it, there's so much going on.
see, and this is what, love this stuff. Brush, trying to get to white. Hold on. Change. There we go. Got white now.
I feel like that could even be like a piece of you put a character on top of it.
Yeah, later on you can sketch size relationships.
Yeah.
So it's cool if that's out there. Hold on a minute. Get some of this out. I know I drew that in there. Let me take that out. If that's out there, and then we go back to black. Now we're down to 3 boats. And you can adjust the size of these. You can make one a little bit longer, whatever. And that does sort of look like a canoe. We gotta widen it a little bit. That's like Indian canoe right there. You know, that's like someone bringing in pelts from animals. So if you just widen it here, let me go over that thing too. There we go. This looks really nice in here. Perfect. I'll just take that out too. Hold on. I'll just redraw it real quick. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking here. Have a boat that's just wider like this. And you can see maybe that platform in the middle, and then as it widens up here, then it has that front thingy. Maybe your dock raises and changes a little bit. And then maybe we can see like the oar off the side. So then by moving this, maybe the back raises a little bit. Then now when we get in here, hold on, rescue ruler. We're further away. So I want to try to really nail this down because you could have, this isn't too bad like this. That's now your boat dock in the back. And your dock was going this way. Heck, this can be even elevated. Then now what Ryan was saying, what I was thinking is you have a couple barrels here.
Yeah, see, I was saying like you, yeah, and like there could be other colors coming down.
Yeah, now we come back into this and
Yeah, I would go with that.
think so.
Because this is how I.
It could be cool if it's higher.
It's gonna be too hard to draw the water, like, to me, I think the foreground dock should be lower and you should see kind of the lip of the bank for the river. I'm telling you, we have the boat. It's too much. You're getting, this is.
I like the boat.
No, take that one out, and just put in one, and then let that be an area of rest, to see the pillars, and then it could be like a little lip, and then I think making the background lighter would help you too, right?
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I like that boat. I'm leaving it.
I'm gonna do it my way, and the class can vote on it.
Uh-oh. Okay.
That's how stubborn I am on this.
Okay, that's fine, that's cool.
It's such a complicated drawing.
It is, but it's worthy of messing with because it's gonna turn into awesomeness.
But it's so
Right.
like for me, Phil, the boat is leading to like the top of it is in the middle of the river. Like it's too big. So right now I feel like scaling is not, like you have too much mid-ground and foreground is it's blocking it up.
But if we put this dock in the back further away like this,
I also think maybe you need to just widen and then enlarge a bit.
lawn, you just try this real quick.
There, that's what I'm saying, and then have the other dog.
Yeah, I know that opens it up a lot and makes it.
Cutting it open, like going over it.
A couple lines, so it looks like the water's that,
I see that.
and then I like it lower like that. And then I just noticed, hold on. Let's just fix it.
Yes. Yeah, I was opening it up, like, put the dock on this left, and then you could put it around the corner of the building.
Works good. And we can still keep the boat. What do you think? We're gonna have
You
a,
delete the bowl, though, the other bowl.
yeah, I don't mind the other two. It's some weird,
Oh, okay.
it's like,
Yeah.
I just want to get this feeling like there's more road here. Hold on, I'm in the wrong color. Yeah, I feel like that's road going back there that way. And we have one dock. Then my dock's a little bit off. Should be coming out a little bit more like this. We have that coming this way. You mentioned that thing about the bird. What I thought about was what if we had some boxes just sitting out here? The bird's a minor thing, but oops. Birds tend to not be at human level. They tend to be up high on top.
I think with that middle boat is, it should be able to dock.
Do what?
Dock.
Instead?
Middle boat is. You know how docks like jut out? They're like-
Yeah.
so the boat can pull up next to them. But I feel like it's still just too much detail. I think just a little dock. Yes, yes, thank you.
I don't know, dude. The boat might be coming back.
I think it's smaller, so you only see half the boat. That's what's pulled up parallel. to the-
Like that. That does open it up quite a bit.
Yeah, I feel like it just had space to breathe. Use the lines to guide you. Now it pulls you to the left and you're gonna go. up
Yeah,
to
I
the-
could see that. It balances it.
Yeah.
Unless. Well, let's move the boat over together. Yeah, next to it. Yeah, three
I would
boats.
say take out the boats on the right.
Yeah,
I don't think you need that many.
you're right. I think if we take out the boat, it opens it up a little bit. And then what that allows you to do is it allows you to get some nice wood grain on the dock, and then it won't overcomplicate the detail.
Yeah,
So you could come in here then and get some nice. White, nothing's drawing. Wait, nothing's drawing. You select. Oh, I'm in white. And then it allows you to get some really nice little bits of wood grain here. One across the dock. Okay. The one thing I might change on this that I haven't noticed before would be I don't usually see the buildings come down and pop out into a window. Usually, here, let me erase it and I'll show you how I tend to notice it. Let me combine all these layers together. That's what we added. And then let me see them. That's the bottom layer. Okay. Let me come up to the top here and let me add a layer. I think this would be a little bit easier for you, because if we had this instead. Ruler.
The last name really sour. Who's the student film for
Huh?
this piece? Who is the student?
Caleb?
Oh, okay. That's a cool last name. Sour.
Some, yeah, Japanese
What does it mean?
means the one with the boat.
No. I know Mura is village, but like, what is sour? Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
You have any family that live in Torrance? Okay. It is. My buddy Tony married a Japanese girl. He's Italian, and I get to go down to Torrance and eat awesome Japanese food all the time. I walk into their house and it's loaded with like, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like they always have this good food. And they have the best. The one thing that some Americans don't realize what Japanese make that's really good, is they have the best, like they call it like fried. What is that term?
Tempura.
That's no, it's like a fried meat, fried steak, and like I think they fry pork really good.
Oh,
Super
yaki
crispy.
something.
So good. Like, so all I did was change, look at the building difference. That feels more indicative of the time period. That juts out with a window. And I'm gonna go something more like that, I think.
Oh, you mean the battered pork, right? Like the pork cutlet?
Yeah, it's like that, but there's a name for it in Japanese.
Tonkotsu something.
Yeah, it starts with a T.
Tonkotsu. Right?
Yeah, and it's like all breaded, and sometimes they put a sauce on it. So good. It's like to die for it. Anyway,
And when you eat it with curly.
take a picture of that, Kayla. My pleasure. That was a lot of fun. And thanks, Ryan, for the good feedback. Yeah, they're just going across more, I guess. You could, if you wanted to, bring these out a little bit more, if you want to, but I think they look pretty cool. They sort of match up. This, we just have to get something that overlaps this right there. That's all.
I feel like if you wanted to have more background with that windmill on the left, I think it touches, you could separate that from the connector building. I might put that on dogs. Now, very far around.
Yeah. Looks good, Kayla. That's a great piece. I wouldn't, because I like, when I look at it, I really like this. There's lots of movement. It'd be different if they're all flat. There's great movement in there. You got some clouds, you got foreground, you got midground, background, you got good overlap of the docks and the boats. So it looks great. Comes together nicely.
Who borrowed a broken mouse? I mean, who borrowed a mouse from next door? No, somebody went to 1024 and asked for a mouse.
From this room?
No?
I don't think anyone's left. Yeah.
Next go.
Someone stole my ruler, but that's a different story. Huh? I always leave it inside here. It was gone. I grabbed this one from the office. Huh?
Not on the table.
No, it was gone. That's okay. I just keep an extra one. That's all right. I'll just take it with me because some of the students need them. And I put my name on it, so who knows?
Where did you grab that one from?
From where your brother was at 1024.
Okay.
So I went in there real quick, opened the door that was locked and took it out. I'll put it back. I have a backup in my office.
That one was inside of Ingrid's office,
No, this inside of 1024 teacher station.
the teacher station. Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of the students is missing one of them, John.
Because I did lock, I had one in here and I slid it against the wall and it was gone.
Okay.
But
Everything that was in there, Jose and I put it in there, so.
that's all right. Maybe it fell, maybe someone grabbed it, no biggie.
All right.
I got a couple of them. Thanks, Frank. All right. So look at the difference. Look at that. I mean, I think that looks awesome. I wouldn't worry about it. Just finish it. You're gonna have a great piece. And then you're gonna be like, yeah, next we're gonna do that in 2 point. take a drawing, we're gonna rotate, and I'll show you guys how to do all that, so, and then 2-point with hills is great. So technically, if you, technical frame size. Hold on. Good question. Let me show you. If you come here and type in HD field guide size, you get this here from Cartoon Supplies, and this is it right here. So that right there is the measurements we use for, and it's basically HD format.
It was sure. My brother goes, she was really young, like 16. That's a program all back.
Tell her she's single. Isn't your brother single?
Yeah.
Right? He thinks you're 16. Yeah.
Wait.
All right. So look, if you grab this, well, let me do it. Anyway, you see that format right there? That's HD field guide. Okay, that's the size of these TVs basically, which is called a, so it used to be able to drag it. Now it won't let me drag it for some reason. You can take a screen grab of it. But if you get that, as long as you can go wider than that, because technically your drawing could look like a pan. See what I mean? That's okay. So as long as that frame fits inside, it does. And if someone asked you, you could go, well, I just did like a 2-fielded pan. And that's when we just take the camera and we move along. And that's really common. What that means basically would be this, it would be in your drawing. In fact, any drawing could be fielded to any size. What I mean would be something like this. If some of you guys out there, especially those of you online, I could talk about field guide size another time, but this is what field guides allow us to do. You could be in here like this. There we go. That's, you could be starting here, and then you could say, we're gonna pan from here, and we're gonna pan down to this corner, and then there'll be music, and then we would do this as an overlay. So this is the term that we use in the industry is called production layout, and it's something that used to be a, so back in the day, background design, environment design was called layout design. The reason why they called it layout is someone would give you a rough storyboard. You'd not only have to draw the environment, you then have to draw the camera move on top of it. And see, that would be a move. We're up there, and then we're just trucking downward. That could be a move. We could truck to the side. And even more important, we could do something like this. We could have been down here, and we can do a truck in or a truck out. And that would be like, let's say there's a guy up here working, and he's having an argument with somebody. So we could come into here, and we can do that. And we could even do a rounded move where the camera comes like this. This camera comes from here and it rounds in. So you could do all kinds of moves like that. Because what will happen sometimes, you'll be on a show and you might be doing an environment, and the camera guy comes through and goes, I want to do this. And he shows you this thumbnail, and then you have to go in and draw it for them, stage it up. But yeah, so as long as you fit, the one thing we never want to do is, if I delete that, you just never want to draw in this shape here in a square. That's old TV format. And that's just too hard to compose in. It's not nearly as interesting. So if you go a little bit wider, that's totally fine. What's funny about, we're doing all this work, and I just mentioned to one of my students, I said, yeah, we'll go look at Joel Zamuto. And then my student saw, I know that guy. I follow him on Instagram. He goes, he was your student? I go, yeah, he was. I'm like, he come here right after Cal State Fullerton. And want to put together a portfolio. So we click on his background design. And I think I already showed you guys this stuff, but that was his one point that he did. You know, there's the drawing. Look at how nice and wide it is. See that? So you can go wide, it's fine. No one ever, he's shown that to people, and they hired him based off of his work, and no one cares about the width. And if anyone were to ask you about it, that's really specific, why do you have it in a really wide format? You go, oh, my teacher had us prepare work so they could be used as pans. That's actually a good thing, because we pan inside sets all the time in storytelling. You know, so learning how to draw wide like that is actually easier for you compositionally, and it makes your work look better. But a lot of people can't do it. some people don't know how to widen the frames and really widen the lens. And to be able to widen something in one point also shows your ability to really understand how to use one point correctly like that. Okay. So good stuff, Kayla. All right, you got a picture, right? Just to make sure, in case the video doesn't upload or something. You're welcome. And then Cheng Li. All right. Take a look. Looking good. I would recommend, I get a little lost in there with some of the reds and the blues. But I know how you're pre-sketching with that. That's fine. Just you also could widen out. You feel like it's a little crunched in there. Maybe widen out a little bit. And it's really simple. Just grab this area here. Here, I'll just outline it. Take all of this. Oops. Here, do you want me to widen it with you? Real quick. We got a couple of minutes. Let me do this. Let me put white on the background color here. And then we're going to go to image. And we're going to go to image size. Not that one. Canvas size is what we want. And we're going to push out into that direction, going this way. And let's go to inches. And your width is at 70 now. So let's put it at like 95. Hit OK. And there it is. It's now widened. And what you could do is if we come in here and take this stuff. And let me hit copy. And I'm going to put on, let me take off layer lock, put on another lock layer there. Go back. We're going to fill this with white. Hold on, I'm on gradient, not on bucket. So we fill that with white and then paste. Then what you can do is if we stretch it out a little bit, it'll match up. And then if we grab that and put it over here, look at how it just opens up your whole piece. See that? Gives you quite a bit more space. And if you bring this over a little bit more, and all I got to do is go to distort and grab that corner. If I pull it down just a little bit more like that, and we come back and check, you will notice that your perspective is pretty darn close. So look at from this vanishing point right here. Do you see that angle? It's almost straight on. So it's just by in one point we can widen it, stretch it just a teeny bit, and then this changes just a little bit here. That's it. And now look at how much more. Now you can put boats in there, right? You got room. He's got, like if this was a little dock, you could have boat down there. You can put, doesn't have to be boat. You can have people selling goods, right? So it just widens, see what it does? It opens up the piece just a little bit more for you and makes it a little bit easier to make things work. Lightly changes that. That's it. Okay. And let's see what else we could do. I don't mind I don't know why I keep thinking about Botox now. But if you pull this out a little bit, so there's walkway. This.
I also feel like the pathway doesn't necessarily have to be straight, like that we can make it zigzag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could, so like this pathway doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You know, you could change it up a little bit. It's like a really dedicated road right now. It's a lot going on there. You almost want to, you know, what I felt like doing, there's empty space here in the middle, sort of, which isn't bad. But there's one thing I did notice. I'm going to point out to you, Chenley. Look at this. We take the scale, do it in green so you can see it. Somebody here is maybe that big, right? That looks about correct to me because they would fit under the arch. They're looking at the cannon. They're about that tall to the cannon, right? So bring that scale over, about that tall there. But if I come to your vanishing point, and if I take that person's height, this person here, these stairs might be too big. So let me show you real quick. Let me do it with white again. Let me add some more white in here. And what we're gonna do is go to image and gonna go back to canvas size. We're gonna push downward in that direction. We're gonna go to inches. And under height, now we're gonna go to, let's do like 65. 65, hit okay. Like that, and then we're gonna fill this. Why does it keep going back to gradient? There we go. So now we can see a little bit easier. So back in green here, we're taking that person's height. And if we bring them down here, someone right here at the base, they're about that tall. So if you're very close, but so when this person goes this way, they're roughly that tall. So I think that stair might be, we might be pretty close. We just need to fix the stair. Secret to the stairs is draw the wedge, right? So come in here, draw the wedge shape first. So there's your wedge, right? Get that wedge in there. And looking at the height of someone, just do stair one. Since we're in one point, you then make a parallel line like this. And then that way you can figure out the stairs. The stairs go there. They go up on that stair rail. And it's just going to match in there and fit all the time. So that probably drop the size of your stairs down by about, I don't know, 20% or so. And that matches the scale there of the height. So if you bring that foreground element down, then we can come in and draw the rest of your stairs going sideways here. There. And that matches a little bit better. And then you just come in and adjust your railing a little bit here. Like there, put it about there. That was really sloppy. Let me fix that again. About here. That's all. Now your perspective is correct. Now, what I would do next is more of a design issue where, so we've widened it a little bit. So let's say your frame still is here. Let's go to black. We widened our frame now. Always want your frame in, everybody. Your frame is what holds the whole piece together. It's what pretty much dictates the perspective working. I might want to see just a little bit of one stair like that. It helps the depth. Okay. But now that you have that, what I would do is there's a couple things where that stair ends here. I'm thinking your dock comes out. Maybe your dock ends about here. So you could fit a boat in here if you wanted to. There could be, I just think of somebody selling something. So if I sketch here, I start thinking, oh, there's somebody here and they're selling goods. You know, it's if you go down to like Newport or any beach coast city, even other countries, the people are selling the fish that they caught, right? There, so I could have some storefronts there, and then even back here still. That was weird. My whole entire computer just flashed. Let me just make it straight this way. Maybe in the back there in the water, you got a boat with an oar on it or something. Back behind there, you can have back here. This could zigzag. Go back this way a little bit and then curve here. And then where this ends, you then come back here. You just put some other houses there and look at how nice it just widens out. Right? Gives you a little bit more room to draw. Doesn't feel as tight because we push the left side out a little bit more. Yeah. And then when your stairs come up, have a barrel right here. This might be another reason to lower your frame a little bit more. You know, you get stuff you see on a boat dock in there. The scale's a little big on those compared to here, but that's okay. Got some stores there. And then this, is that a rope there? Huh? What is it? Okay. I just felt like, I don't know, I just thought like a rope hanging down could be cool. Maybe it hits something here. Maybe there's another barrel. Maybe there's some elevated here. It's a foreground element. Look at that. Look at how nice it frames. Open it up a teeny bit, you know, move it to the left. Look, you have so much more. You have a good walkway now. You have a walkway back into here. It just opens up the whole piece. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. You need a picture or no? You're good. Okay, excellent. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, good job. Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, what time is it? It's about that. Not quite. I was going to end a little bit early today because the show's coming up. So let me just see. I want to be able to render and get everything pasted, and then I have to go. Sure, my wife can find where we're at. So, everyone okay? Let me take roll real fast. Make sure I have everybody here, and thanks for letting me draw on your stuff. That was a lot of fun. 1 minute. Stop the recorder.